Hello and welcome to Crucible of Words for more dedicated legacy action. Today we are featuring a card that is relatively new to Magic Online but not to paper, and that is Name Sticker Goblin. So this works a little bit differently online than it does on paper. On paper you have this whole book of stickers, you get a random one, you put it on, and it's basically making you between 3 and 6 mana when it comes into play. This one we roll a dice and then we get the dice. So we are getting 4 to 6 mana on it. And we're just sort of rolling to see how that works. So it's not quite the same as in paper, but the effect is going to be similar enough, right? So we have a 3 mana Seething Song, basically. There's a goblin. So what are we doing with that mana? Well, we are going to try and play Muxus Goblin Grandee and just put in a bunch of goblins and give them haste with Battle Cry Goblin. So we are essentially playing a full-on aggro deck here. But we do have a slight combo-y element because of this big mana thing here, and also the Muxus is just like a big put all our stuff in and get them. Now this is a mono-red version. There are definitely some black-red versions running around as well. I saw this one and wanted to try this. So let's try and have a bit of fun with it, really. Because Goblins is one of the most fun things to play in Legacy, in my opinion. You just have a great time quite often. So a few other things. We do still have the Lackey, so we can go turn 1 Lackey, attack, make a Muxus, and that's going to be pretty good. Got some Prospectors if we need a little bit more mana to help us get up to the Muxus and things. Also, War Marshal is very good with Prospector as well as Battle Cry Goblin. We've got a lot of fast mana in this deck. So we've got 4 Ancient Tombs, 4 Chrome Mox, and 4 Spirit Guides. The idea is we're trying to ramp out possibly a turn 1 Sticker Goblin and just go pretty wild with it. We do have Goblin Matron to find us the things we need when we need them. We have a Pashalik Mons, which can allow us to sack a bunch of goblins and deal some damage. And also, if they try and kill our guys, we get to deal damage, which is quite a handy way to finish people off. We've got Goblin Warchief. Again, this is going to make our Muxus and stuff cheaper, but it's also going to give us haste, which means that when we do a Muxus turn, we should be able to kill our opponent on that turn. Interaction-wise, we have 2 Shatterskull Smashings, and then we're just going to be smashing their face. And that's pretty much it. Heavy mountain portfolio here and some Cavern of Souls to make sure that we can do our things uncounterably. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We can play like a regular aggro deck, just playing some stuff, or we can go a bit combo-y with mana generation and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Sideboard-wise, we've got a couple of Stingscourgers in case we need to bounce some stuff. We've got a couple of Trashmasters for artifact decks. Got some Chalices where we need to play it on 0 for some of these like really fast combo decks and go underneath us. We also have Mindbreak Trap for the same sort of decks. Blood Moons is something we get to play here, which can just shut down some annoying decks, especially lands decks, which can be quite good against creature-based decks often. And we have 4 bits of Graveyard Hate in the form of Leyline and the Void. So we are just going to be trying to execute our plan, and we just have a few little bits that we'll bring in to try and get the decks that are going to be able to go around that, or have some problems we need to deal with. And yeah, that's it. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I've played Goblins a couple of times before on the channel and had an absolute blast. So hopefully this one will be no different, and we get to do some really silly stuff with this card, which is bananas. Alright, remember to like and subscribe, and let's get some goblins going. If you're looking to play Legacy on MTGO like me, why not try Card Hoarder? They're a rental service that I personally use, and I found them better than other rental services that I've used in the past. So why not give them a try? Alright, this opening hand is... okay, we have a couple of different ways we can play it, but we're going to keep it. We're up against a Yorion deck. This could be Death and Taxes, or it could be the sort of controller decks. We'll find out, I suppose. Okay, I would like to play a Cavern of Souls on Goblin here. Our opponent is kind of representing either the Death and Taxes, because it's obviously a Plains, but they could still be the sort of blue Beanstalk controller type decks. Athalia. Okay, so that's kind of shut our Chrome Mox off, but that's not really what we're up to here. Also stops our Lackey from attacking effectively. A Muxus. If we play this mountain, we can play this Skirk Prospector and have 3 mana to play the Sticker Goblin. If we fail with the Sticker Goblin to not put the Muxus into play, we're going to feel pretty bad. So let's just see what the odds are here. So 1 to 6 we get 4 mana. 7 to 14. So the chances of us getting mana for Muxus are quite slim here, right? Because we'd have to sacrifice our Skirk Prospector, so we wouldn't be able to sacrifice the name Sticker Goblin. So I think we are supposed to play... if we play out this Chrome Mox now, we can put a Muxus underneath it. Sorry, not Muxus, a Ringleader underneath it. And just guarantee enough mana next turn by playing out this Skirk Prospector now. And then next turn, we can play Muxus. And that should be quite good. We need to hope our opponent doesn't mess with what we're doing too much here. But if they wasteland us, it's not going to be the end of the world. Lorana the third path. Okay, we're going to lose our Chrome Mox. We can still make Muxus this turn, though. It's unfortunate. But there we are. Alright, they're not attacking here because they don't want to trade their Lorana off. That's fair enough. A Goblin Ringleader. Let's cast this. Let's get some Goblin mana going. Let's see how much mana we get. 4 mana. So the lowest number there. So we'll sacrifice a Goblin. We'll sacrifice this name Sticker Goblin. We'll sacrifice this Lackey. We'll cast Muxus. Let's see what we get off the Muxus. A lot of things. Alright. So we want for next turn. Our opponent is just scooping to this because what we're going to do here is we're going to sacrifice this War Marshal twice to give all of our guys... Well, they already have haste, but we can give them another +1/+0. So if they block the 2 biggest ones, which would be this and this, they'll be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to have a massive board. But yeah, pretty good. This is a fair matchup, so it's going to struggle with that sort of thing anyway. So, what is going to be useful in a matchup like this? Honestly, I'm not sure we even want anything here. Like, Trashmaster definitely has some utility, but we're just supposed to go underneath whatever they're doing. We could have one Trashmaster to tutor for. That's a possibility. But honestly, I think we'd probably just go back in again. Like, the best card... Yeah, the best card on sideboard is probably just, like, one Trashmaster. Like, Stingscourgers are kind of useful too, but I think we're just going to go back in with all the Goblins and just see how it fares. I'm not as much of a fan of this hand. Like, we need a little bit more payoff. But Sticker Goblin gives you 4 mana minimum, which is enough to play Battle Cry Goblin and kick it. So we could do that on turn 2. If we draw a red card that we're not that interested in, we can play Mogg War Marshal on turn 1 by putting it under the Chrome Mox. Turn 2, we play Sticker Goblin and Battle Cry Goblin. And to just have like a pretty good, fair aggro-y hand there. It's going to be Aether Vial or a Mother of Runes. Nothing. Okay. So holding up a Swords to Plowshares. Another Chrome Mox. That's not really what we wanted, is it? Alright, there's no point putting this Chrome Mox into play now. Well, is that true? We might end up getting hit by a Thalia, which will stop our Chrome Mox, but Thalia's generally quite poor against our decks. They might have even boarded them out. Like, the first strike is okay, but... Alright, let's see what our opponent's pondering. Like, it seemed quite obvious they had a Plow there. Maybe it was something else instead. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic, sure. Where is this going to find them? A Batterskull, perhaps? Or a Jitte? Could be a Cauldra, but I think Cauldra is less exciting in this sort of situation. No, they've gone for the Cauldra, okay. That might mean they have the other things anyway. Pashalik Mons. Is that where I want to be here? I think we'll play this Chrome Mox. I think we put the Pashalik Mons underneath this because if our Sticker Goblin makes us 6 mana, we can kind of do everything in our hand here. What a ridiculous card. How many mana can I have, please? Can I get 6? 5. That's not quite the amount we wanted. We'll play this guy. Activate this guy. Go to attacks. So next turn we can play this and pump it as well. So this is 6 damage right away. They can block the 1/1 here. But we've bashed them for a decent amount. They put a Cauldron into play. It's probably on blocks. They're wastelanding us. That stops us from being able to play the Mogg War Marshal and activate our Battle Cry Goblin in the same turn cycle. Okay, so this first strike is actually pretty good on this board. So we're going to take the 1 here. Ancient Tomb. That's not really what we're after, is it? I'll play this on Goblin. Play an uncounterable Goblin, which makes a friend. And then we're passing. Because we don't really want to attack into this first strike. I don't think it's worth trading any damage there. Like, we could have made all these guys have +1/+0 and haste, but I don't think that's going to be great. Now they can slam this Cauldron into our face if they want to. Just a Flicker Wisp. Okay. They're going to flicker their Stoneforge and get themselves a Jitte. No, they're flickering out our Chrome Mox. Alright, we think we just let this die. Hopefully we can draw some action here. Another Mogg War Marshal. Okay. I think we go tap this for 2, tap this for red. Make the War Marshal. Make some more guys. Then we're going to pump them. I don't really want to let this Battle Cry Goblin die. We can trade all of these. So they will lose one of these, but then they'll take 2, 4, 6. They'll trade here and take 2, 4, 6, 8. I think it's fine to attack with everything apart from the one that's giving our guys all the extra abilities. The Battle Cry Goblin. So the Thaliel will take out this name sticker. But they're going to... Okay, they're trading off a Flicker Wisp. That's fine too. There's 6 damage. And they're going to need something here. Because we can do that again. Stoneforge. Just going to find them a Batterskull. It does. Okay, so now I can put a Batterskull in. Which is a different sort of problem for us to deal with. I don't think we're paying this. We want to be able to cast any of our good stuff. This replaced itself anyway, so it's not much of an issue. Putting in the Batterskull now. Maybe I do want a Stingscourger. I'll play this out. This allows us to cast a Muxus if we draw next turn. Is that right? Well, no, it doesn't actually. No, we've only got 4 here, so it's still one shy of Muxus. We don't really want to attack into the Batterskull here. So if we attack with everything, we can pump once at the moment. Right. We'll go and get ourselves a mountain here. Final land we can pump twice. So we'll have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we'll have 20 damage coming through if we do that. Because we're going to get the bonus one from the having enough power. Right. So they gain 4 here, and then they gain 4 the next turn. So if we draw a land, I think we might be able to kill them. So they go up to 16. They can block 2. Alright, we'll do the maths in a second. So they block this, and block one of these. And then they take 2, 4. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to win this one now. Awkward. We need to... we can't play a Muxus because we don't have access to one. We don't have sufficient mana for that. I think our opponent's got this one. Judging by the Field of Ruin, I think they are full-on mono-white taxes as well. Right, I think we have to block this here. Go to 1. Not really sure what we can draw here. Another Stoneforge, sure. So Jitte. It is. Alright. We've got the full package there. I think we do want the Trashmasters as well, maybe. A Skirk Prospector. That allows us to sacrifice whatever they're blocking. But we have so little power now. No, alright. Maybe we do want some Trashmasters and Stingscourgers as options here. Trashmaster is a 4-drop though, which is kind of not ideal. Are we supposed to trim on our Ringleader perhaps? I think so. Pashalik Mons is less good versus all their exile removal. We can trim that one. I think we do still want all the hasty stuff here because that's what makes the Muxus really scary. Maybe we trim a Ringleader. That gives us 1 of each, so at least we have tutor targets. Maybe that's okay. I'll try that. We make a turn 1 Sticker Goblin and a Ringleader and stuff. I don't think I'm supposed to keep this one, but I'm going to try it. We can make an awful lot of turn 1 power here. So we can... Depends how high we roll, really. Pay 2 life. Cast this. Exile this. And this. Let's go for Sticker Goblin. How much are we going to get out of this? 6, alright. Let's cast a Ringleader. Goblin Lackey and a Skirk Prospector. Sure, we'll take them both. Then we'll play a Lackey and a Skirk Prospector, which kind of makes up for the fact that we don't have a lot of mana sources here. We get to bash for 2 on turn 1, and we've made 6 power on turn 1 here. Not bad. Let's see what we find here. Another land. I don't hate that. Let's go to tax. Is the Lackey going to get in, or are they going to plow it? Oh, we're just in. Alright. I guess this hand was good enough. Let's draw some more cards. Another Lackey. We'll play out this Lackey, I suppose. And we'll play this tapped. We're keeping this in case you draw a Chrome Mox and we want that for something. Okay. Earthalia. Opponent's only on 12. Battle Cry Goblin. I like this one. Let's go to attacks with everything that we can attack here. So just trying to work out how much damage it is here. 3. Okay, so we will sacrifice our Goblin Lackey here. We'll sacrifice the Skirk Prospector here. We'll activate this. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. This puts our opponent to 1. Are we putting in this Lackey? I don't know. I'm kind of reluctant to. If we find a land next turn, we can put in the Lackey and give it haste. I'm not really sure how much we're going to rebuild if they do kill all of our stuff, actually. So maybe we are supposed to put that Lackey in. Not sure how much difference it's necessarily going to make here. Okay, so they are dead on board. If they had a Solitude last turn, I think you fire it off last turn. The Battle Cry Goblin. So they might have drawn one this turn, potentially. But we'll see. A mountain. We will attack with everything. We'll get ourselves bonus Goblin. There's a lot of goblins. Make my goblins larger. Kill our opponent? Yes, okay, sure. They didn't have a million things. We put them to -9. So that start was pretty good. It was a little bit all in, but we're playing Seething Song Goblins, right? So here we are. All right, let's go to round 2. We are 1-0. Okay, this hand seems all right. Sticker Goblin would be nice, but Thorn of Amethyst. Sure. I'm happy to play only creature spells. Let's get our little friend out. Thorn of Amethyst. Don't see that often. Maybe we're on some sort of like mono brown stompy deck, like Lodestone Golem type affair. But them lowering their life total with Ancient Tomb certainly helps us out a bit. Goblin Pile Driver. I see. Interesting. I think we play out the mountain here. Is it the mountain? I think it's the mountain. We play out the Chrome Mox. We'll imprint the Ringleader so we can play Muxus next turn. Alright. Cavern of Souls, choosing Goblin. Skirk Prospector, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they don't have enough to do Muxus this turn unless they've got Spirit Guide in hand. They do, okay. So we're doing dueling Muxuses, but theirs comes down first. Let's see how bad this is for us. Not terrible, but we don't know what they can play off this Sticker Goblin. Another Muxus. Okay, that is probably quite terrible for us. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay. Now we can beat this. We need our Muxus to be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, is ours better than theirs? We have a lot of mana. Let's cast this Ringleader. It's Goblin Life and we're here for the ride. Put this in hand. Not a great one. Let's cast this. Let me activate one of these. So now they're all hasty. I don't know if we win here, right? They'll chump block this. Oh, they have us definitely dead on the backswing, I think. Sure. Can we just activate again? And we're just going in, I think, here. I'm not doing the maths. So we put the Muxus on the bottom so it becomes even bigger. So they are probably going to block the Muxus with something. But they will have to block some number of other things. We're only on 14. Muxus can eat one of the little tokens. But they're definitely attacking with all of their guys next turn. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So I need to block at least 2 of these guys here, right? They're trading off the Muxus. That seems an error. I hate doing combat maths, to be honest. It's like one of my least... It's probably my least favourite thing about Magic the Gathering is doing combat maths. On like big boards. 4, 8, 12. This is going to hit 4. I haven't done the maths if we're just dead on the backswing anyway. Which we might well be. I think we probably are. But I think if they attack with everything, we lose. So they go to 2 here. And then this is what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, this is way, way more damage than we can deal with. Maybe we weren't supposed to attack there, but all of their guys are attacking on the next turn. So we're just deficit. Basically, we went second, and I think that's what really this game comes down to. Yeah, so they got a massive pile driver as well here. Not so great. How do we want to tackle what our opponent is doing here? I don't think there is anything that we can do here, right? What are we supposed to do? Stingscourger, maybe bounce their stuff and slow them a little bit. That just seems pretty weak to me. We could have a Trashmaster to break the difference of our creatures, so that way our creature will be slightly bigger, but honestly I just think we just go back in and hope to draw better. Alright, we can keep this and put a Lackey into play. And if we can connect with the Lackey, we can put the Muxus in on turn 2. I really like our opponent's build of this deck, which is another build I've seen floating around, where you've kind of just got the Rabble Masters as well as just another thing you cast on like turn 1 that can win you the game. So it seems pretty nice. Here comes the Lackey. I don't think we're playing anything else on this turn. Mountain, Skirk Prospector, Ancient Tomb. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3 mana. If we play Prospector, it's worth 2 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can just put Muxus into play, so we should do that. This imprints the War Marshal. And play this. We cast this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Let's hope our Muxus is good. Right, so we have a Ringleader and a War Marshal for our hand. And then we get to Matron up something. So, are we just getting another Muxus here? Does that actually do anything for us? Or do we just want Sticker Goblin? I think we just want Sticker Goblin here. Our creatures do not have haste this turn. Apart from the Ringleader, of course. But next turn, we can have a pretty tasty one. Can you put Muxus into play, opponent? If not, then I will probably win, and then you will win the last game where you're on the play. Maybe we just have to mulligan to turn 1 Muxus. Yeah. Alright. I think we just go back in. But we have to try and keep a turn 2 Muxus hand. I don't think any other hand will cut it on the draw. This is not good enough. Shatterskull Smashing. Is that a thing I'm interested in here? This is a turn 2 Sticker Goblin into Shatterskull Smashing to mess with them. Maybe I can keep this one. I think we get rid of the Cavern. Because we want the red mana for the Shatterskull at some point. I'm not in love with this hand, but it can do turn 2 Muxus if we draw it. We at least have that possibility. And we have the Shatterskull Smashing where we can kind of blow up the things that they're relying on. Especially since they could just have a Rabble Master hand. We might be able to just deal with that. Right, our opponent has a Chrome Mox. They could play Sticker Goblin this turn and a Muxus, or they could play Rabble Master. See how bad it is. They haven't played a Sticker Goblin yet, so they're probably due to have drawn one this time. Just a Ringleader. Alright, that's quite a weak start. Okay. That's certainly queued them up for success. A Goblin Lackey. This gives us something to play. So they got 2 cards in hand. Are they able to put a Muxus into play next turn? I don't believe they can, but it's possible. Right. There's the Rabble Master. That's a good one. I would love to draw a Muxus and be able to play it. That's not a Muxus. Alright, we're in Sticker Goblin Town. Let's spin that wheel. 6 mana, you say. Okay, so I think we are casting this. Doing this and this. Then we get to attack with our Lackey, which puts in our Ringleader, which then gets us some more cards. Oh, a swing and a miss. Alright, I think our opponent has won the game here. They need a red source to play Muxus. That's the best red source I've ever seen. Yeah, let's see how bad the damage is for us. The fact that we just didn't hit anything off that Ringleader is really bad. If we'd have hit, like, you know, at least a Skirk Prospector or something, we could have the option of doing some Muxus next turn. Like, if we'd had Muxus plus the Prospector, but now we're just going to get ruined here. Yeah, they're chaining into Sticker Goblins. I think the writing is on the wall here. I think we're done. Yep, we lost the mirror. They are a slightly different build to us. But I do like the Rabble Master, just another payoff. I think this is probably being played over the War Marshal, which I think makes a lot of sense. Let's go to round 3. Alright, this is our opening hand. For round 3, we have a turn 2 Sticker Goblin. Or a turn 1 Sticker Goblin if we have something good to put in with it. I think we can keep this. We don't need... Well, we do need to draw something good, really. We need to draw a payoff here. Nomads. Okay, we're on breakfast. We might not have the most amount of time to do this then. Let's see what we can find here. We can... I think just playing the turn 2 Sticker Goblin and playing both of these is going to be better. So we're just going to play our mountain and pass. If our opponent just goes for the combo and beats us, then sure. But our deck doesn't really interact in that way, so there's not much we can do about it. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. What are we going to find here? A Cauldron Complete. Understood. Let's try for our little friend Sticker Goblin. We have to get through counter spells potentially, but... Oh, we're just in. How much mana do we have? 5. That casts both of our guys. Because this one gets cheaper. Get to attack. And then we can start sacrificing stuff to make more goblins. And this is to any target, so we can actually kill a Scepter Illusionist if we untap. Brainstorm, sure. This is 4 mana, right, to activate? 4 mana, sacrifice a goblin, get 2 1/1 goblins. So we can sacrifice our Name Sticker Goblin and ping for 1, which can be used to ping off this Nomads. Actually, it's damage, right? So it's going to be hard to actually ping off the Nomads here. That's interesting. Alright, I feel they're about to cast Sephid Illusionist and kill us. No, they're just holding up 2 mana. That's interesting. I didn't put in the Cauldron. Orim's Chant. Okay. We can't attack, so that's that scuppered. Brainstorm. Ponder. So the Nomads in Core can redirect any damage you fire at it, which is awkward. Did they find the Illusionist? They did not. Okay. We'll see if they know to do that or not. A Shuko, sure. We're going to equip the Shuko. They are. Okay. I'll sacrifice this. Let's see if they know to redirect here. Yes, they do. Okay. It's weird Goblin Island. Alright. Muxus, you said. Muxus indeed. Let's cast this Prospector. Alright, we'll put this triggered ability on the stack, targeting this Nomads in Core. Sure. The next one will target the Stoneforge. Alright, let's scoop it up, because we're going to get Muxus, do a load of stuff, sack a guy, kill this, sack a guy, kill this. Alright, that worked not too shabby for us. Leyline on the Void does stop their combo, so I think that's what we're going to be playing. Blood Moon is surprisingly good against these decks, but I don't think we can really afford to sideboard out too many things. Maybe it's the War Marshal that's kind of the weak link here. It gets us 3 ley lines, and we just need to find space for 1 more. Pashalik Mons is good here, so I would like to keep that. Maybe we can trim 1 Chrome Mox. Let's try that. This Goblin deck is great fun. I do wish we were on the Rabble Master build. I think that is probably better, but I'm having a blast anyway. Turn 1 Lackey. We can tutor for Muxus as well, pretty soon on. Seems alright to me. Putting in Name Sticker Goblin with Lackey is not a combo though. Alright, this suggests to me that our opponent... Oh, they got a Shuko already. Okay. Interesting, they just play this one out first then. A Muxus. That's pretty nice. Let's play a Goblin Lackey. I imagine our opponent's boarded in Swords to Plowshares in this matchup. That would seem like a safe assumption. Let's go attacks. Let's see if our Lackey can get it done. Do I get to connect? I do. Just a Lackey. It's not very exciting, is it? Let's cast this Name Sticker Goblin. 5 mana. So we can play out a Prospector here. Then we're going to sacrifice this Muxus anyway. So we can sacrifice this Lackey. We can sacrifice this Muxus. We can cast this Muxus, which is not Pashalik Mons mana. We need 6 mana for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So I think our opponent's going to kill us on the next turn. Yeah, we're dead on the next turn. Understood. We get to see how they sideboarded, but yeah. We were looking for Pashalik Mons off that Muxus so that we can at least try and interact with their guy, because they're going to be doing the sorcery speed one as well, so we can actually interact with that with Pashalik Mons. Sure. Show our graveyard opponent. What have we got here? No Mountain Core. Haven't seen anything unusual yet. Or any sideboard cards. 2 Teferis. Yep. I think this might be the list I played the other day on the channel looking at it so far. Should have 2 Orim's Chants, but they might have sideboarded them out for the sideboard game. We'll see. 2 Plows, 3 Plows. Yes, they boarded the Plows like I thought. They boarded out the Orim's Chants. So I think I'm happy with just the ley lines. And we'll just run it in like this. I guess we could board in a Trashmaster as an option. Just so we can blow up some stuff. Maybe that's what we want. Let's have a Trashmaster here. This hand is a little bit slow. In turn 1 Lackey, turn 2 Ringleader might be able to find us the Muxus though. But we can't go off that way. I think this is still keepable though. Maybe I should more aggressively mulligan here, I'm not sure. Right, we're not... It's very hard for us to beat the turn 2 stuff anyway. But we should have played this off of a Cavern. That was very, very sloppy of me. I think we're getting our creature plowed this turn. Let's go attacks. There's the plow, as expected. So now we have a choice here of playing lands. I think play this Cavern out just in case we draw into a Ancient Tomb next turn. And deploy that and just slam down the Ringleader. Our opponent can't win this turn, so that's something. If we draw into Muxus, maybe we can stick a Goblin into Muxus. Stoneforge Mystic, sure. What are they going to find here? What hand are they on? A Cauldron Complete. Okay. I much prefer playing against the Cauldron Complete than I do against the Shuko. Trashmaster, not so great though. Cast this, so this is red 1/2. Can I have my uncountable goblin, please? 5 mana. I think we just jam this Ringleader. See what it finds us. Alright. That's some cool amount of stuff right there. We can play out this Prospector right now. Go attacks. I think we can probably win the game next turn. Or at least give it a good old try. I guess they got the Cauldron because they got the Urza Saga coming in soon. And that's going to give them the Shuko anyway. So they might have the win next turn. If they could have fetched the Shuko off of the Stoneforge, they could have won next turn. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Sure. Maybe we just draw another Sticker Goblin and have a great time. Alright. There's a Sticker Goblin. Can I roll a 6? 6 mana, please. 6 of your finest manas. You got Force of Will? They do not have a Force of Will. Goblin Matron will find us Pashalik Mons, I think, here. We'll cast this Battle Cry Goblin. We will activate Battle Cry Goblin. Alright, and then we're just going to bash them for a whole bunch. Getting in with the boys. Yeah, Sticker Goblin is busted. Let's go to round 4. Alright. We can do some stuff here. I will keep this. We'll put the Lackey under the Chrome Mox. Make a turn 1 Sticker Goblin. And go from there. If we hit 6 mana, we get to have a really good time with this, and activating it. It's a really strong aggro hand here. Play this. Play this. Cast Sticker Goblin. Can I have? I don't like this pause. It feels like we're just going to get counterspell. Oh, we didn't. 6 mana. Alright. Let's play the War Marshal. Play the Goblin. Let's activate this. Let's swing. Not bad. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on turn 1. Goblins is good. Sure, we didn't see anything from our opponents. I don't think we are able to make any real choices about what we should be doing here. The way they were pausing was interesting. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. I think we just go back in. Just do our thing. Maybe we could board in a Trashmaster because it's not too bad having the deck anyway. Let's try 1 Trashmaster over a Ringleader. It was over a Mox. It was over a Mox. Let's try that. It's just something that we can reach for if our opponent has, you know, Ensnaring Bridge or something that's going to be difficult for us to answer. And at the end of the day, it still pumps all of our guys anyway, so it's still a pretty serviceable card. People have run it main deck in Goblins on many occasions. Okay. This has got some juice to squeeze from. I like this. I would love to draw... okay. So we're on some sort of multicolored control deck. I was going to say I'd love to draw an Ancient Tomb. And here we are. Let's see if this resolves. It does. How much mana can we get? 5 mana. Alright, I would like a Goblin Matron here. Let's get ourselves a cheeky little Muxus. Then we'll deploy a little Battle Cry Goblin as well. We don't have the mana to activate this unless we sacrifice a bunch of stuff by Simian Spirit Guide and Prospector. That's not really what I want. How do you feel about 5 power on turn 1, opponent? I'll buy you. Alright, that's all the colours. So I'm imagining Leyline Binding is what we're going to see this. Cavern of Souls. Let's cast a Skirk Prospector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think if we have a counter spell, they probably want to counter this one. They never have a Muxus in hand that's uncounterable. Should have played out this Cavern of Souls first. Oh wow, we're just in here, aren't we? Right, let's sacrifice this. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice the Prospector to itself, I think is best here. Go, Gadget Muxus. Sticker Goblin. How much mana are you going to give me? How many pumps do I get out of my Battle Cry Goblins? A couple. Alright, I'll take that. Let's go smashing. They're going to plow our Muxus here. Or Leyline Binding our Muxus, sure. Because this is the thing that's going to deal 1 million damage. But we are still attacking for 14 here. If my maths is right. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so our opponent's on 6. So good luck, opponent. Or not, I guess, is what we don't really want. But Larian Reveal. That's a weird way of it being spelt on the old text chat there. What have you got, opponent? You can kill both of our Battle Cry Goblins. You won't be dead this turn. Brainstorm. Okay, that's taken up one of their white sources, which is their removal colour. So that's pretty good. I don't know what they're supposed to do here. Sure, let's cast a Stickery Goblin. This card is so busted. How much mana? Right, let's pump some goblins. Yep, Writing's on the wall there. Little turn 3 win. Absolutely smashed that deck to pieces. Yeah, pretty nice. Let's go to the final round. We are 3-1, only losing to the mirror. Alright, opening hand for the final round. What do I feel like this hand does? Makes a turn 1 War Marshal. Turn 2 Goblin Warchief. Then into a Ringleader. That's kind of slow. Or we can put this under and make turn 1. I don't know. This hand isn't grabbing me very much. I think we can get something a bit more busted. This qualifies. There's a lot of named Sticker Goblins here. I think it's the Lackey that goes away here. This will make a turn 1 Muxus, provided our opponent doesn't stop what we're doing with counter magic. Pesky counter magic. Can I have Sticker Goblin, please? A brainstorm. They're looking. Alright, we are just in here. Right, let's cast this. Let's go Sticker Wild. Trying to get up to 9 mana. Alright. Let's cast this. Get ourselves a Muxus. Cast Muxus. Now they force of will. Very rude. Alright. We got 7 power in play. Troll of Khazad-dûm. Sure. Interesting they didn't just counter the Sticker Goblins. Now we are going to give their life total one heck of a beating over here. Would not mind a red source, so we can cast this Ringleader and follow up with some more friends. Polluted Delta. That is a pretty bold play, that one. Let's go attacks. Block one here, they take lethal damage. They must have a removal spell in hand. So they're going to take 4 damage, go to 1 here, and be facing down lethal on board. And if I can find a red source, I can put another creature into play. Force of Will is off. Troll of Khazad-dûm. They cannot reanimate this one. They've got a Murktide here. That would stabilise them a little bit. Okay, they're just going out in a blaze of glory. Sure. I appreciate that. Okay, so this deck. They don't really like playing against Chalice very much, but is that enough for us to play it? I don't think on the... I think on the play maybe we could want Chalice, but then on the draw I think we'd rather have Blood Moon here. Blood Moon is pretty good. They can just cycle for non-basics though, which is a little bit awkward. Maybe we just go back in as is. I don't think we want Leylines for this matchup. Our aggro should always trump their aggro. Sure. We can make a turn 1 Matron finding Sticker Goblin. We get Thoughtseized or Griefed on turn 1. Let's find out. We're going to get Griefed, so we might lose both of our Chrome Moxes here if they reanimate this. That's a pretty good play. Or they can take, like, our good cards. Yeah. Okay, they only have 1. That's fair enough. What are we supposed to do here? We play this. We play a Chrome Mox. This is a tough call, I think. What are we supposed to imprint? Probably the War Marshal here. And cast the Battle Boy around a daze. There's no argument for putting Shatterskull Smashing under the next Chrome Mox because they have wastelands, but they might not have ways of blowing up artifacts. But they might also have Powder Keg, and that could be a real bad time for us. Right, it's our opponent's turn. What are they going to get us with here? Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe next turn we can do something. I would like to... again. We're probably just going to get hit by a removal spell here. Yep, that'll do. I would like to draw a Cavern of Souls. That would be the best draw for us. I think we just flat out win the game if we draw Cavern of Souls here. As long as our Chrome Mox resolves, I suppose, and we don't get waste landed. Spoke it into existence, as is the classic. A Chrome Mox. Let's play this. Put the Smashing and pass. Maybe we do want Blood Moon. Board in Blood Moon and Chalices and kind of cut our 1-drops. It's an interesting approach. That's a pretty stinky draw. Yep, Troll of Khazad-dûm. No reanimation on it yet. Goblin Matron. We can't really play this around a daze, but we need to find something here. I don't expect this is going to resolve. Sure, Hydroblast. Pretty good against what we're doing. Can't imagine our opponent's going to be too high on daze in this matchup, but we'll see. We're going to put on top. It's an interesting choice. Probably Hydroblast? Or the Brainstorm, sure. Okay. Their hand needs some help. There's the Brainstorm. They're looking for a threat to actually win the game with. So they can hardcast Grief for this sort of stage of the game. And Reanimate's still very live. Yep, on the Grief, we lose the Muxus. Now we keep drawing some... Alright, let's play this. Do I want to trade this for a grief? Do I want to trade this for a grief as the next? I don't think I do. They're getting in. Feels like I can either answer this or deploy another threat. Or answer wherever our follow-up is. I think I'd rather hold this for a Muxus play. That's just going to be more important. This guarantees casting Muxus with Warchief in play. Because this only costs 2. And will give us at least 5 mana, right? Or 4 mana. Yeah, which is enough to cast Muxus. Yeah. Simian Spirit Guide. I think we're going to cast this Simian Spirit Guide. Oh. Sure. Hardcast Force of Will on Simian Spirit Guide. That's the legacy I came here to play. Right, we're going to take another bash here. Our opponent is winning this race for now. This feels like a... Oh no, just a troll cycle. Alright. So now they can cast trolls at their draw, but they've cycled 2 or 3 of them. Okay, let's cast our Sticker Goblin here. Another Hardcast Force of Will. So if we draw a mana source or a red card, we can then deploy this Battle Cry Goblin and give ourselves haste, and then we win the race that way. Uh-oh. This is a hard card. Oh no, they're just drawing 3 cards. I say just, that's obviously a lot of cards. And not great for us. But this game is still well within the realms of one that we can win. If we draw Cavern of Souls, we have Uncannibal Battle Cry Goblin, double pump, and we win the game. Sorry, not double pump, just 1 pump. Alright, not Cavern of Souls, but it's close. And let's pump this. This gives us the extra 1 attacker here. Right, our opponent is on to 1 again. We're going to be down to 1 at the end of this turn. Unless they hold back on blocks. Nope, they're going for it. Interesting. Is this... Plague Engineer doesn't do it. Orcish Bowmasters, that does do it though. Alright. So now we have a choice what we're doing for the final game. I'm kind of curious to see how playing Blood Moons and Chalice of the Void will work here. If we just sort of cut out some of our like Lackey type stuff here. Kind of want all the card advantage here. Pashalik Mons is nice. I don't really want to keep drawing multiple Chrome Moxes. If we try something like this, is that ridiculous, or do we still want some Lackeys here? We'll try it like this. I'm not sure if this is right, but I want to try it out. This hand doesn't cast any spells, so that's probably not great. This hand does cast spells. I'll keep this and throw back the Chrome Mox. Begin the game with a Ancient Tomb. We don't mind if this gets wastelanded, because we have another one. We only have the 1 cavern though. Alright, there we go. Let's try this again. Not double wasteland, excellent. Play this on Goblin. So, the question is, what are we playing here? We can play Sticker Goblin. Or we could play the Matron set up for Muxus next turn. I quite like that. Now, our opponent does have hand disruption, which makes tutor effects like this for a next turn play a bit worse. But if they take our Muxus, we still have a nice Sticker Goblin turn next turn anyway, where we get to pump out a load of stuff. There's an end of turn brainstorm. That means one of 2 things usually. Either that our opponent is pretty desperate, or they have their mana spoken for in the next turn. They just want to make sure that they have the right tools to go alongside with, like, you know, if they have any free permission to go alongside the other things they're doing. This wasteland is not great for us. Yep. Okay. We do still have a mana source here. We can play this. Pay 3 life. Cast Sticker Goblin a round of days. They don't know that I can pay for days. So. This could be a Hydroblast. Which made me sad. A Brainstorm. Okay. Just going to find a days. Days would be great because that'd set them back a turn as well. Even if we don't cast Muxus here, we'll still be able to cast some other stuff. If we don't get enough mana. Alright, we're just in here. Are we playing this? I think they would have dealt with that if they could. Alright, we're just in with the Muxus. Ringleader is going to draw us a card. Just the 1, sadly. Alright, our opponent's had enough, as is tradition. Not bad at all. We got 4-1 with Goblins. We only lost to the Mirror. And their Mirror build was slightly different to ours. So let's talk about the deck. So, yeah, the only thing we lost against was the Mirror. And their version had the... what's it called? Rabble Master. Goblin Rabble Master, which is... generally speaking, just going to be better than the War Marshals. As a standalone card, that is, right? Because on its own, it can just win games. If you just play a turn 1 Rabble Master, that's sometimes good enough. Like, Mono Red Prison does win games by doing that. So I can definitely see the idea of doing that. The Mogg War Marshal was okay with some Battle Cry Goblin stuff. We definitely did get wins because of it, but if it was a Rabble Master, we'd probably still win those games. But maybe we could have won some games that we didn't win because we had the War Marshal. So I would definitely look at some of the other versions of this deck, but this deck felt really strong. I might even go as far as to say that this deck might be the best aggro deck in Legacy right now. It's fast, explosive, it doesn't care about graveyard hate. It can do its things uncounterably. Its mana base is actually pretty solid. And unlike Initiative that's trying to cast a 4-drop and then sort of ride that to victory, we're not trying to do that. We're trying to cast 3 drops, which is so much easier. If you remember when Initiative was really powerful because it had the 3-drop, then yeah, you can kind of see where that's coming from. And also this deck is very good at attacking and taking the initiative off people that are doing that. And also, one of the things with Initiative is sometimes people are so used to it now, and you put so many resources into making your big threat early on that sometimes your opponent will just make a creature, kill your guy, take the initiative, and then it's game over. Whereas with this, we can kind of just play some guys and keep going. Like, our regular aggro plan is pretty reasonable, and I think if we were to put in some Rabble Master, that would really help it out too. Sideboard-wise, our tools seem fine here. We didn't really get into many of the matchups where we desperately wanted them. Obviously, we did get to one where we wanted the Leylines. That was the Cephalid Breakfast. But we didn't play against like lands or anything that made us desperately need the Blood Moon. We didn't play against like the Storm combo decks that make us want Chalice and Mindbreak. We didn't play against like 8-cast and things or Painter where Trashmaster becomes good. Stingscourger is fine as a card. Like, it's always been a thing that you kind of do in Goblins and is okay. And sometimes it will win you the game by having it around. So it's always worth keeping that. Having 2 is an interesting number, considering it's a tutor target. But again, we have 2 Trashmasters as well. Obviously, this isn't my deck list, but I think the next innovation of this is working out the Rabble Masters and things. And we do have a lot of fast mana, but if we're taking out our some more 2-drops, is that going to be an issue? I don't think so if we're going to have all the 1-drops. Or maybe something else gets cut for the Rabble Master. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to check at those builds, but yeah, Goblins is the real deal. I've played Food Chain Goblins and that felt pretty good, felt very flexible. This deck just feels like it's just going to come and kick people in the teeth. This Sticker Goblin card is absolutely bananas. Wowzers trousers indeed. This card is so potent. I remember a friend of mine, like the first tournament after this came out, paper tournament, a friend of mine who played like Modern on one day and then decided to play Legacy on the next day at this big paper event. He just had the best time just casting this and ruining people's day, and he top-8'd that tournament pretty easily as well. And I think we showcased how ridiculously powerful this card is today, and it just did some pretty gross things. I think our scam opponent in the final round made a mistake not to counterspell this the first time around. They just let us play all the things and then countered the Muxus. I think that was wrong. I think they should have countered this and cut us off at the knees. Obviously, we knew that because we didn't have another red source. It was going to be a bit awkward. But if we start chaining these, like, yes, you kind of have to cast the Muxus then, but they could have stopped that all. It's a bit like knowing when to counter a Dark Ritual sometimes. But yeah, I was very impressed with this deck. And what's more important is I had a real blast playing it. I think this deck is a lot of fun. And it's nice to see like a mono-red Goblins deck. There's so many versions of Goblins now, right? There's like a more traditional black-red Ether Vial one. There's the green-red with Food Chain. And now there's this mono-red one as well. It just feels like a great time to be playing Goblins right now. Yeah, don't have much more to say about this other than you should go and play Goblins because this deck is really fun. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this one. And I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did. And remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and doesn't cost you anything. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 2,000 subs, so keep an eye out for that video when that happens. I'm probably going to give away a signed copy of my book because I'm a fantasy author in my main life. And I'll also give away a free donation deck to the winner as well for my channel. So it'd definitely be worth keeping an eye out for that if you're interested. Okay, once again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support I get on the channel. And goodbye.